Morning, boys and girls. We're going to be working on our comprehension strategies in this video. Your comprehension strategies are found on your study guide right here, the first two in the box. And we're going to work on making predictions and cause and effect. So the first one we're going to talk about is making predictions. A prediction is your best guess about what's going to happen. You can also, you can use that for both nonfiction, informational text. What do you think you're going to learn in that text? Or a fiction text where what's going to happen next. But what you do is you use what you've read in the story. You use the pictures if there's a title or a subheading or a chapter title. You use all the information in the story to help you form your prediction. And then you keep reading and check and see if your prediction came true, if you were right. The story I picked to work on making predictions is called Berenstain Bears and the Truth. You remember in a previous video, I told you Berenstain Bears are my absolute favorite books ever. They're my favorite authors. So I'm going to show you the title. Now, you're supposed to use what you know in real life, what you see in the picture, and the words to make a prediction. So, what do you think is going to happen in the story? What is your best guess? Well, I think somebody broke the lamp and they blame each other, and they're going to learn a lesson about telling the truth. Am I right? I don't know. Let's read the story. It was a lazy sort of day in bear country. The air was so still that the leaves on the big tree house where the bear family lived were hardly rustling. Except in the beehive, where the bees were always busy, nothing much seemed to be happening. It was the sort of day that sometimes leads to mischief. And I just love the illustrations. Look at that. Inside the treehouse, brother and sister bear were sitting around not doing anything in particular. Brother was holding his soccer ball. He'd become interested in soccer and had been outside practicing free kicks. Sister was relaxing in an easy chair, thinking about what to do next. Neither Papa nor Mama Bear was around. Papa was in his shop working on some furniture, and Mama was out shopping. I know what, said Sister. Let's go gather some wild blackberries. Brother thought about that. No, he said, wild blackberries have too many thorns, and besides, the seeds get stuck in your teeth. Well then, said Sister, let's go out and twist each other up in a swing and see who gets the dizziest. Brother thought about that. No, he said, that's silly, and besides, we did that yesterday. Sister became irritated and impatient with her brother. My goodness, she complained, you don't want to do anything. All you want to do is sit there and hug that soccer ball. I think you must be in love with that soccer ball. I am not, protested brother, but I'll tell you something. I bet I can dribble this ball past you. Brother was a pretty good soccer player and a very good dribbler, but so was sister. The only one who saw what happened next beside the cubs was a mockingbird who was perched on a twig outside an open window. Brother faced sister. The ball was on the floor between them. First, brother moved the ball with his right foot. Then with his left foot, trying to trick sister out of position. Then quick as a flash, he gave the ball a sharp kick with his right. It almost worked, but sister was fast too. She reached out with her knee and blocked the ball, which bounced against a bookshelf, against a chair, against a footstool, and into Mama's most favorite lamp, which fell to the floor with a crash. The mockingbird let out a screech and got out of there as fast as its wings could carry it. As it flew away, it saw Mama Bear returning from the marketplace. Now, the bear family had some house rules, just as any family has. One was no honey eating in bed, another was no tracking mud on the clean floors, and another was no playing ball in the house. What to do? Brother looked at sister, sister looked at brother. They both looked at the broken lamp, and they both listened in horror as Mama came up the front steps and into the house. All Brother had time to do before Mama came into the room was roll the ball behind Papa's chair. "My lamp," said Mama. "My best lamp. What happened?" she asked, looking into her cub's eyes. "Tell me about it." The cubs looked into Mama's eyes, then at each other, and then they began to tell one of the biggest whoppers that has ever been told in bear country. "It was a bird," began Brother. "Yes," added Sister, "a big purple bird with yellow feet and green wingtips and funny-looking red feathers sticking out of its head," said Sister as a finishing touch. As most lies do, the purple bird whopper got bigger and bigger and bigger. "Yes," continued the cubs, "it flew in that window, zoomed around the room, and knocked over the lamp." As Mama Bear was looking at the broken lamp with a sad expression on her face, Papa Bear came in from his shop. The cubs began to tell him the story of the big bird that flew in the window and broke the lamp. It was harder to tell the second time. For one thing, they couldn't quite remember how they had told it the first time. "You've got me confused," said Papa. "Was it a purple bird with green wing tips and yellow feet? Or was it a yellow bird with purple wing tips and green feet? Or was it a white bird with black spots? Like the soccer ball behind my easy chair?" But the thing that really made it hard the second time was how very sad Mama looked as she picked up the pieces of the broken lamp. "Mama, we're really sorry about the lamp," said Brother. "Oh, yes," said Sister, picking up the last piece and putting it in the dustpan. "Oh," said Mama, "I'm not worried about the lamp. We can always get another lamp, or we can glue this one back together. What I'm sad about is the thought that maybe, just maybe, my cubs, whom I've always trusted, aren't telling me the truth. And trust is not something you can put back together again." Both cubs started to talk at once. "It wasn't a bird," said Sister. "It was a soccer ball. And it was all my fault," shouted Brother. "It was just as much my fault," shouted Sister. But they were both shouted down by the phone, which rang loudly. Gran inviting the Bear family for a Sunday visit. "Hello, Gran," said Mama. "Oh, everything is just fine here in the treehouse. How is everything with you?" "But Mama," protested Sister after Mama hung up the phone, "you told Gran that everything is fine here, and that isn't really the truth." "Oh, but it is," answered Mama. "We've got two fine cubs who have just learned a very important lesson about telling the truth. And what could be finer than that? Now, let's help Papa glue the lamp back together." Nobody really expects cubs to be perfect, and from time to time Brother and Sister Bear did forget the rules. Brother ate honey in bed a couple of times. One time, Sister tracked a little mud on the clean floor. And once or twice, Brother and Sister started to play ball in the house before they remembered not to. But they never, ever again told a whopper, because trust is one thing you can't put back together once it's broken. So did my prediction come true? No, only part of it. I said that the lamp would get broken, but I said they'd blame each other. They didn't blame each other, did they? Who did they blame? That bird that they made up. So was my prediction right? No. But by thinking about what I learned from the story, that my prediction was wrong, that actually helps me understand the story better. We're going to use things that happened in that story to talk about our next comprehension skill, and that is cause and effect. Now, cause and effect are two actions that happen and they're related. So something happens that because that first thing happens, something else happens as a result. They go together like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly maybe? They just go together, cause and effect. A cause in the story was brother and sister bear playing soccer in the house. The effect of brother kicking the ball and sister trying to block it, the effect was the lamp was broke. So see how the two things go together? If brother and sister had just sat in their chairs and not played ball in the house, the lamp wouldn't have been broken. So cause and effect. The cause is something that happens. The effect is what happens because the first thing caused it to. All right, so let's think of some more examples. In school, if you did your homework, which is the cause, the effect was you got a sticker for your homework chart. And another effect would be when that homework chart was full, you got a fruit roll-up. So cause and effect, those two things go together. Well, boys and girls, you have practice book pages that talk about predictions and cause and effect for you to work on that skill. So hopefully you can get those done, and I will see you on Monday when you come to school to drop off your reading books and pick up your belongings and the next paper packet. Okay, I hope to see you Monday, everybody. We're behind the building. Bye.